All of these transformation stories are coaches who decided to be fearless and send that invite. You have to stop thinking of it as something that's icky or bad and instead just start to think of it as you're saving someone's life. Now, if you've been fortunate enough to...
No, you are not. You are not saving someone's life. Recruiting someone to join your MLM is not saving someone's life. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is G, and on my channel I like to make videos to expose the shady, predatory, and manipulative tactics of MLMs. MLMs are multi-level marketing businesses, also known as legal pyramid schemes. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a reaction to an MLM team call. In this case, this team call is from Beachbody. Beachbody specifically has always piqued my interest because their team calls seem to be a little bit more culty and manipulative than other MLMs. So if you enjoy watching these kinds of videos, stick around. If you like the video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe. With all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started.
It knocked me off. All right, so anyways, I wanted to share with you guys this morning Hannah Day's story, and I know you probably watched it, but I want you to watch it again today as a reminder. It's just 2 minutes long, so I'm gonna hit play. I want you to listen and watch her story real quick.
I want everyone to appreciate the irony here. You are watching a video of me watching a video of these people on a team call, and in the team call they are watching a video of somebody else. Yeah, that's really weird.
Before I started my fitness journey, I weighed 237 pounds. For 8 years, I suffered with health issues, which caused me to gain 115 pounds. I was addicted to fast food, and sweets became my comfort. I was so depressed at the weight and how unhealthy I had become. There were so many times I'd have to sit and watch my kids as they would play at the playground or on amusement park rides. I wasn't able to fit in the rides. I felt like a terrible mother and wife. I really stopped living. That's when my friend told me about Beachbody and the success she had been having. I was inspired to lose weight to be present with my family. I started out with the 21-day fix workout. Autumn is my favorite trainer.
Don't cheat. The only person you're cheating is yourself. Make the most of this 30 minutes right here.
Being 237 pounds, I was mortified to have to go to the gym. I love being able to do my workouts in the privacy of my home. With Beachbody On Demand, I can pick any Beachbody workout program, and it's all in one spot. The Portion Fix nutrition plan was key for me. It taught me what kind of foods I should be eating and at what portions. Shakeology played a huge role in my transformation. It curbed my cravings and provided me energy throughout the day. My coach Taylor and I have been friends for years. She cheered me all along my journey. Week by week, I started seeing results, and I kept going. In less than a year with Beachbody programs, I lost 117 pounds, and I've kept it off. I have gone from a size 22 to a size 2. I finally have a flat tummy. I'm confident, I feel good, and I'm strong. I am now able to do things with my kids, like go to the park or go sledding with them. Beachbody programs changed my life. My kids had the mother they deserve. I am so incredibly grateful.
That is something that you probably watched if you watched Summit. So you already probably saw Hannah's story. But if you didn't, I wanted to just take a minute today to remind you that behind Hannah's story is one of you. It's a coach. It's somebody who said, I'm going to send that invite. I'm going to ask this person into my world of coaching, and I'm going to help them.
So right off the bat, she's already minimizing all of the work that Hannah, the person from the video, she's minimizing all of the work that Hannah did, because really what was more important than Hannah doing all of that work to lose weight was the coach who referred her to Beachbody. Very weird.
And I think that we get so caught up sometimes in sending the invite, and we get so nervous and so afraid of what are they going to say or what are they going to think, that we forget that there is someone out there who desperately needs our help. There are lots of Hannahs out there. Walk around today. Open your eyes. I would love it if you would do that. When you go out and about today, I want you to try to pay attention to not who looks like they're overweight, but who looks like they're uncomfortable, who looks like they're lacking confidence. If you go to the park today, which mom is sitting on the bench, not engaged with her kids or whatnot, you will see them. It's easy to spot them.
Look for not just who's overweight, look for who looks uncomfortable. What does that even mean? Secondly, her telling her team to look for moms at the park who seem disengaged and are not playing with their kids, aka telling them to go after people who are unhappy and who don't have confidence. That's really messed up, that what she's encouraging you to do is go after people in their most vulnerable moments. That's not the way that you want to start off a relationship with someone, whether that's a friendship or some sort of business arrangement. So it's really sketchy and also just a violation of privacy, because if somebody's going through a hard time, if they're sitting at the park, they're not confident, they're feeling sad, the last thing that they're going to want is for somebody to come up to them and say, hey, you look like you're fat and sad. I have just the program for you. It's my pyramid scheme. Want to join? Please don't do that. Also, I just want to note how we just jumped right into this video with this whole recruitment mindset. I'm surprised that the leader of this call didn't even take a few minutes to talk about how incredible Hannah's weight loss journey was, or ask her current team members how their weight loss journeys are going. No, it just went straight into, you have to recruit more people so that your recruit can be the next Hannah. It's like, no pressure, right?
They're not confident. Or talk to them. How many of you have ever met somebody on social media, and as soon as you start to have the conversation with them, you don't even send an invite and they're already talking to you about, what do you do? I would love to feel better and I just don't. Or, gosh, I wish I could do what you do. Somebody out there is feeling the way that you felt, and behind you is someone who invited you. And maybe you watched them for a long time before you decided it was your time. But behind all of these transformation stories are coaches who decided to be fearless and send that invite. You have to stop thinking of it as something that's icky or bad, and instead just start to think of it as you're saving someone's life. Now, if you've been fortunate enough to...
No, you are not. You are not saving someone's life. Recruiting someone to join your MLM is not saving someone's life. Secondly, did you hear how she said, you have to stop thinking about this as being icky and bad? Yeah, that's because it is icky and bad. It's uncomfortable. You have to go after people specifically because of their appearance, specifically because they're overweight, or because they look depressed, or they look like something is wrong with them. That's very calculating, and you are just trying to profit off of everything that's wrong with them so that you can fix them and then feel great about yourself and about your business. Also, just because you joined Beachbody and became a coach doesn't actually make you an expert in the diet or fitness or wellness industry. It just means that you bought into this product so you can try to recruit people into doing the same. You're in no position to save anyone's life. Everything that you do after that point is with profits in mind.
Go to Summit, you know that at Summit, that Saturday is Celebration Day, and they celebrate a lot of really great coach accolades, but really the best part of that night is sitting in the audience listening to stories like Hannah's. Hannah's story so she won in our age category, in case you're not familiar. So she won in like the 30-year-old category, but they actually share stories from all ages, and they talk to them about they talk about what their journey looked like, and they share a little bit more. The videos are a little bit longer, but the really cool part that is like take your breath away touching is that their coach is the one who gets to invite them up to the stage and introduce them. And that, can you even imagine the emotion standing there being the one who helped them get started? And for some of you,
Honestly, Does this chick actually believe the stuff that she's spewing? She's trying way too hard to make it seem like your job as a coach is so important because you are going to get somebody to that stage. Also, where are you getting at with that? Because if you did recruit someone into your downline and they lost a bunch of weight, that should be their moment on stage. It shouldn't be about you and honoring yourself just because you recruited them and brought them in. So why are you using that as a motivation tool? Go recruit somebody so that they can lose a bunch of weight, so that they can win this award, so that they can go on stage, so that you can go on stage with them. This whole thing is kind of a stretch.
You may never get the chance to stand at Summit and to congratulate them, but I promise you, if you coach long enough, which some of you already have, there's somebody out there just like Hannah who would stand up and say, because of Shannon, I lost 50 pounds, or because of Michelle, I no longer struggle with binge eating. There is somebody out there who you have already changed their life. And so whether you stop coaching today, you've done your job, right? You can continue to coach and you can continue to save lives. It's different, right? We're not doctors. We're not saving them in that way. But think of the amount of lives you have saved over your coaching career. Think of the amount of marriages you've saved. Think of the amount of people you've saved from maybe a really serious depression. You have saved people. Think of how many people you've given a new level of confidence. I have watched women leave their marriage because of Beachbody, and not in a way that
Okay, that whole thing just made me incredibly frustrated because she is seriously likening being in Beachbody and being a coach as some sort of life-saving miracle worker. Even though she even qualified it by saying, oh, we're not doctors. We don't really save people's lives. But then she continued on with a laundry list of ways that Beachbody coaches save others and save their marriages and this and that and the other. It's all BS, and it's all a manipulation tactic to have the downline thinking that what they're doing is actually purposeful and having some sort of impact, because the opposite of that would be realizing that you're giving all of your time, energy, and money into this organization. You're not losing any weight. You're not recruiting any people. You're supposed to be feeling happy and better about yourself, but you're actually feeling worse and more miserable. So no, don't think about that. Think about how many people's lives you've changed. You're a lifesaver. In my opinion, this is just a form of toxic positivity that is just like a veil that is used to blind people from seeing the truth.
it was a problem, but in a way that they lost enough weight and they gained enough confidence to realize that what they were in wasn't healthy anymore. And they had said things to me like they could have never left if they didn't have that self-confidence that they got from being a challenger. And so it's easy to think that what you're doing doesn't matter, or that invite doesn't matter. I'll just skip the invite today because whatever, right? But at the end of the day, there's someone out there watching you who does want you to invite them to your group and who does need it, and who, if they stick with it long enough, they're going to be the person whose life is actually changed. They're going to be the next Hannah. And so my suggestion to you, if you haven't already done this, is to make yourself a box in your office. And in that box, I want you to fill it with stuff that makes you feel good. Whether it's a note from one of your coaches, because coaches, once you build this business long enough, they become some of your best friends and they become important in your life. And they actually, they'll start to come to important events, or they just become like your family. And so some of you will have really touching notes or gestures from your coaches. Save them. Don't just, put them aside, save them. Some of you will have transformation stories that will make you cry. I know your clients, if they're anything like mine, they hate sharing their transformation pictures. How did you struggle getting that? Raise your hand. If you're like, girl, you've been with me for a year, I want to see that before and after. And then they're like, I don't want to. And then they do, right? Because you'll have that where they're like, you nag them long enough and they're like, okay, fine. And your mouth is like, oh my gosh, look at that transformation, but they've been too shy to share it, right? How many of you have had that? Please tell me I'm not the only one. Like, my challengers should be proud of all their progress, and they're like, yeah, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm like, but damn, look where you are now. So I want you to push for those pictures. I want you to push for their story. I want you to take the 5 minutes that it takes to send them a message. Those clients who've been with you for a while, and say, why is your life different now because of this? What has changed? What are you proud of? And I want you to start filling that box of yours with those stories. Ask them, can I have this for my box? Tell them what you're doing. Say, I'm really proud of you, and I'm really proud of the work that you've done, and I need your story to inspire me on the days when I'm having a hard day. Because we all have them, right? We all have those days where we got so many no's, we start to question, is this for me? Right? Is what I'm doing making a difference? Are all of these challenge groups that I'm running, all this content that I'm putting out there, like some of you are like, does anybody even notice? They notice. Right? Some of you have challengers who are getting results behind the scenes, and they're never checking in, and they're never sharing. And then you reach out to them, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, bar was great. I lost 15 pounds. And you're like, but you never checked into the group. Like, how did you do that? And they're like, well, I saw your post. I just didn't comment. Those people are in your groups too. So you have to be willing to show up for them and to send the invite and to just be brave enough to help get their transformation stories.
So her advice there is to create a little memento box with letters and pictures from your coaches who are so grateful for your help, and they've written you this nice thank you letter. But only some of you will have those letters. You guys caught that too, right? She said some of you will have this, some of you will have that. So if you're lucky enough to have people write you thank you letters and give you their transformation pictures, she wants you to put them all together and put them in a box, so that on days when you're getting a lot of no's and you're feeling really sad and you want to give up, you can look at this box and remember what it's all for. But really, to me, this is just some sort of emotional manipulation tactic as well as a data collection tactic. They're trying to get all of these testimonials and these transformation pictures, not because it's somehow a testament to you, but because it reflects positively back on Beachbody overall. And it's no secret in the anti-MLM community that these MLMs, what they do is, once they have successful before and after pictures, they put them in some shared Google Drive, and people all over the company get to share and use those pictures. So to me, when I hear, gather up all your transformation pictures, it just seems to me like later on it's going to be used as some sort of recruitment tool. Maybe on one day when you're just getting so many no's, look back into your box and see that transformation and post about that and post about how it made you feel. It's just another way for you to continue to be deceived into thinking that there's a possibility that this could work, when in reality, it's not. And you never know, those people that lost weight very likely just could have been because of calorie deficits, or because they have been working out where they were not previously, or because they're drinking a ton of water, or I don't know, X, Y, and Z. They can't absolutely prove that it was only as a result of Beachbody, but Beachbody is going to try to make it seem like all of the weight loss was a direct result of Beachbody. Anyway, long story short, this little memento box is just going to be full of things that are going to give more credibility to Beachbody when really there should be none. Also, just going back to that part when she said there will be tough days, there will be a lot of no's. Is that the kind of business that you want to be involved in? I'm at a loss for words. It's hard to wrap my mind around why people would get involved with these sort of scams when I hear things like that about there's going to be lots of no's, there's going to be lots of rejection. That would be such a red flag that would make me say, wait a second, this doesn't sound right. It's not about something being hard and being scared of, a challenge, but it's just something that's not realistic, something that is set up to make you fail. That's the thing that should give people pause. Because the no's, the rejections, the lost friendships and relationships that people are undoubtedly going to experience as part of their MLM, that will take a toll on their mental and emotional health. And looking at a box of mementos is not going to help you, and it's not going to fill that void.
There will be a lot of them if you stick with it long enough. One of the coolest things that I can encourage you guys to shoot for is the New Leader Conference. So the New Leader Conference takes place in LA. Michelle got to go to it. I went a few years ago. But basically, they roll out the red carpet and they treat you to the most incredible week. Well, sort of week. It's a weekend. But one of the things that they ask of you, at least they used to, I think they still do, they ask you to bring a transformation story. And after all these years of coaching, it was like, how do I pick? How do I pick one person whose transformation mattered the most or was the most significant? And they ask you to take it with you. And when you get there, after you check in, there's a wall that's as big as like a house wall. Like it's huge. And it says, transformation stories, Beachbody challenge. And they ask you to pin yours up, and you get the chance to take that picture and you hang there before and you hang there after, and it becomes part of the sea of transformation. And it literally, like, you will cry when you stand there because it makes you see that you are part of something bigger. And while yes, you changed that person's life, look at how many were changed because of coaching. Like when you see it in that magnitude, it's like, whoa, my work matters. There is a purpose in this job, and there are people out there who do need me. So if that's not on your vision board yet, making it to New Leader to share your biggest client transformation, it should be, because it's a moment where you get to stand back and you feel this incredible sense of pride in what you do as a coach. I never want you to feel
Just my thoughts, that New Leader Conference just sounds like a cash grab. Any of these MLM conferences, it's just an opportunity for them to get more money from you because you know that there's going to be a really expensive registration, right? These events are not for free. And while you're there, they want you to bring your transformation story and well, not your transformation story, a transformation story from someone in your downline, aka one of your coaches. Put it up on this wall. And again, why are you taking credit for that person's weight loss? If this program was so effective, wouldn't you be there showing your own transformation, your own weight loss? Wouldn't that be the best way to recruit people, is by having those sort of results yourself? It just all seems a little bit confusing to me. But also, I just think back to people potentially being exploited and their pictures being misused and shared without their knowledge, just to sort of give credibility to Beachbody and to these results. So going back to when she said, oh, have you ever experienced when your people don't send you their update pictures and they've lost so much weight and you want to see how they look? I bet you part of that is because they don't know what you're going to do with their pictures, and they don't know where their pictures are going to end up, and they would rather keep them to themselves.
Feel ashamed. There was a time when I was a newer coach where I almost felt ashamed when I said what I did. Like I was like embarrassed. Like I thought people were going to tease me or whatever. Like, oh, you do what? Like you help with what? Oh, okay. Like I just, in my mind, I made myself like embarrassed because I already had a good job. Why did I need to do this?
I bet you she was embarrassed about the pyramid scheme aspect of it, not so much the coaching and the fitness aspect. There's nothing wrong with saying, oh, I have a side hustle. I'm a personal trainer, or I'm a dietitian. I'm a meal prep planner. I don't know. That's freaking cool if you're able to say that and you are doing that independently on your own without trying to scam people. But yeah, rightfully so, you should be embarrassed to tell people that you're involved with an MLM pyramid scheme.
And now my perspective has totally changed. I have so much confidence when I talk about what I do as a coach, and I'm so proud of it. The other day, I was getting blood work done, and I had two ladies doing my blood work, and they were both older, and they were both probably could stand to lose a little bit of weight. And they're like, so what do you do? And I got this big smile. Hold on, Grace. I got this big smile, and I said, I help women become the best version of themselves. I said, I help them with nutrition, and I help them do exercise programs, and I get to do it all virtually. And the lady's like, oh my gosh, she stopped me. She goes, you can tell you love it. She's like, you just are glowing when you talk about it. But she was so intrigued, and she's like, oh, I bet that's really cool. And she just kept going on. Like you could tell she was interested, but it matters. So you have to teach yourself that what you're doing matters.
It's really embarrassing that she just proved how it's this MLM mindset that no matter what sort of mundane human interaction you're going into, always have it built into the back of your mind that this person is a potential customer or a potential recruit. And she even said, oh, these two older ladies were helping me, and yeah, you could tell they could stand to lose a bit of weight. So now suddenly everything comes down to if someone's overweight or not, and if they're going to be a potential target for you. Ugh. And then what did she say? She said, I help women be the best version of themselves. Oh, that's like so culty and so brainwashy, and like, come on. That's too much. And furthermore, based off of what she said, it doesn't sound like that interaction ended with them joining or them becoming customers. So don't mistake people being polite and not wanting to be awkward with them actually condoning or being interested in your MLM scheme.
Or you're one of the lucky ones who can say you help 10 or 20 or 30 people. But when you step back and take it all in, it's incredibly powerful. What do you need, honey? Come here. I'm going to hold you for a second. Come here. Can you tell the girls good morning? Say hi. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about one more thing.
And now it seems like she's just using her kid. She's just using her kid to try to make this all seem okay. It's like, come on, leave the kid out of it. The kid's innocent.
Thing while she's here. Okay, so say hi. So when I was a little girl, I grew up in a home that fed me Cherokee Red soda pop. Anybody had that when they were little? Cherokee Red? It's super bad for you. Okay, it's so good though. I had Pepsi's as a treat. After school, ramen noodles were the snack of choice. And when my parents got divorced in the 6th grade, my dad didn't know how to cook worth a damn. So we had mashed potatoes that were flakes in a box. Have you ever had those? They were instant mashed potatoes. He figured out how to heat water and ground meat to make us hamburger helper, and we lived off that a lot for a long time. He ended up getting really good at spaghetti and ham, the ham slices that you cut out of the package, okay? I grew up with not so great nutrition. And I wasn't overweight because of it, but I also wasn't healthy when you look at the foods that I was eating and filling my body with. Grace, come here. I'm going to show you something. So I have 3 kids. You guys know that. My children are going to grow up never knowing what Cherokee Red is. They may learn about it at Grandma and Pap's house. Come here. I want you to show them your earbuds. You look hilarious. Come here. Real quick. Come here. But they're not going to know what I had to learn and overcome. Because of coaching, because of this business, my children will know what it looks like. Look at how she's wearing my earbuds. My children will know what it looks like to have a mom who exercises every single day almost. I didn't know that. My mom, I've never seen her exercise. And to this day, my mom doesn't exercise.
Okay, I wanted to let her finish her spiel, but I just have to jump right in there to say that is just, it's privileged, in my opinion, to be able to say, I'm going to be the type of mom that exercises every day. Because there are so many women out there who are single moms who have to work 1 job, maybe 2 jobs, maybe multiple jobs in order to provide for their kids. And for some women, it's just not realistic to have this sort of set regimen structure where every single day you're working out. This sort of set regimen structure where every you're gonna burn yourself out that way. You have to be gracious with yourself, and you have to be kind, and you have to give yourself some leeway. And for her, it's really important that her daughter grows up seeing that she works out every day. But the bottom line is that not all people are created equally. Not all people have the same sort of access to money, resources, childcare. It's just not equitable to put that heavy burden on someone, because maybe for them, going to work and paying the bills is going to be the biggest important thing they get done that day. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling on, but working out every day is great if you're able to, but I just don't think that everybody can. I think for most people it's going to be more of a balanced approach. And I also would think that you would want to show your children how being healthy requires a balance of things and requires being gracious with yourself and not pushing yourself too hard, but just the right amount so that you're not burning yourself out.
They are going to know how to meal plan. They're going to know how to grocery shop. They're going to know how to make good choices. And I think a lot of you are raising kids who are going to be able to do the same thing. And if all the other stuff doesn't matter to you, that should matter to you, right? You're changing your kids' future. Your kids will never, they'll never say, you know, oh, I grew up on Hamburger Helper, because I doubt you're serving that to your families, because now you know better and you're doing better. So I just want you to know that I'm proud of you. That's the point of today's call, was just a...
Okay, don't shame Hamburger Helper. Like, don't shame people's food choices in general. Or I don't know if in the fitness coaching industry, like, this is more normal. But in my opinion, I would say just don't shame people for their food choices. I think about being a teacher, and if one of my students came to school and the only snack that they had, or the only lunch that they had, was a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos that their parents stuffed in their lunch bag, it's not my place to judge that food and say, no, this child can't have it because it's bad. That is all that that child had access to in that moment, so he should eat that food that he has. Encourage the good stuff if you can, provide access to the good stuff, but let's not shame each other for the food that we're eating. And she's like, oh, I'm sure none of you give Hamburger Helper to your kids because you know it's bad. What if someone's sitting there and they're like, oh shit, that is what I just gave to my kid last night? I mean, I'm almost 30 years old, but I still really love eating that boxed mac and cheese with the freaking yellow powder. I know that's probably super bad, and I also know that I'm overweight and I could lose weight, but the point I'm trying to make is some days work is crazy and I have no energy, and all I have the mental capacity for is to get home and put some water to boil and have me a box of that. So, like, just don't shame people, okay? Especially when you just know that these Beachbody coaches are wasting so much of their money on their Shakeology, on their 21-day fix, on their leadership conference, on their this and their that. Money is tight, so Hamburger Helper might be a good option. So leave Hamburger Helper alone. And then secondly, we went from recruit everyone you can so that you can be there on stage with them when they're accepting their award, to, hey, if no one joins under you, which they probably won't, at least you know that you're making a difference from your family, right? So that at least should be the most important thing to you. But no, because you can help your family and support them in growing up being healthy and being aware of how to make good, healthy choices without joining Beachbody or any other MLM. You can do something called research on a magical place called the internet, all for free.
A little pickup for you, a reminder that your work matters. So in closing today, I'm going to ask you to sit down and decide whose transformation story is the one that's going to take you out of the dumps someday. Whose story do you need to put in a box? Whose coach, what messages from your coaches made you feel like what you were doing was important? So if you haven't done this, take some time. I know you're busy, but take some time to build yourself a little keepsake box of your coaching career, of stuff that you're proud of, so that, some days when you don't feel so proud of your business, then you can be proud in other ways, because it's not always about Success Club points. I think we put that pressure on ourselves that this business is just about hitting Success Club and rank and this and that, but at the end of the day, how many lives did you make better? That's what really should matter to you.
But that's the difference between running a charity and running a business. If you're running a charity, then yes, how many lives did I save today? How many people did I have a positive impact on? That would be enough. That would be the end of the day. But these people didn't sign up to be Beachbody coaches for the charity. They signed up because of the business aspect, because they thought, they were led to believe that they would be able to make money off of other people who joined. So this is really just manipulating her team into being okay with not having any financial success whatsoever. It just seems like she's desensitizing them to the fact that, hey, you're not going to make any money here, but that's okay because really you're saving lives and you're helping your kids. So we're good, right? It's all very noble and a romantic idea that people could just be involved just so that they can help others lose weight. But the reality is, no, the reason that people join these types of businesses are because they need additional income. They want to create more wealth for themselves. They're specifically doing this because they want to get financial kickbacks from it. It's not just a charity. And if it really is just a charity and you really do just want to help people lose weight and make a positive change in their life, you can do that for free. You don't need to be a Beachbody coach to do that.
I love you guys and I'm proud of you. And just want to say that. That's all. Do you need to talk about anything this morning? Is there anything you need to chat about before we go? Anything quick?
The classic everybody stays silent so that a question doesn't make her talk longer so that the meeting goes on even longer than it has to.
No, that's okay. Do you want to take a quick picture? Grace, come here with those fabulous earbuds. Come here. Come on mommy's lap real quick, okay?
How about you, Kate? Oh, there she is.
Oh, yes, and she's out. Good job, Mama. Look at the baby. Oh, isn't she sweet? Yeah. All right, everybody look at the camera. Ready?
Oh, hold on.
Here's the tongue, Grace, so you can be in it. She does this, she closes her eyes. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll send them in the team page. I won't see you guys this coming weekend because of the virtual vacation for the Dream Team, but I'll see you the following week, okay? All right, have a good day. Thanks for jumping on.
What was up with taking the picture? That just felt creepy. Like, hey, let's all put on fake smiles so I can take this picture where we all look happy so we can put it on our team page and we can convince people that we're happy and we're normal and people will want to join us. I don't know. At the end of every MLM team call, do they always take a picture? Is that customary? Is that like proof as to who was there? Some kind of accountability? I don't know. But my closing thoughts are that, damn, the emotional manipulation was so evident to me in this video. I really am just asking myself the question if the leader from this call is really that oblivious or if she's just that good of an actress. You know, she was beaming when she was telling the story about how I'm just so confident now explaining. Heck, I was even so confident that these 2 older ladies told me I was glowing as I mentioned my business. She just seems like a really good actress who is able to tap into that emotional part of people that just want to make a change and help people and make a positive difference. And that's what's keeping them in this business, even though they're not making any money, even though they're having hard days, even though they're getting rejection after rejection after rejection, but they're being fed some false dream that one day they're going to recruit someone who's going to have this huge transformation and walk across the stage at some awards assembly. Is that the point of life? Awards and acclaim? Maybe for some it is, but who cares? If you help someone lose weight, awesome. But why would it matter that you were getting some credit from their success? But at the end of the day, if you want to lose weight, you can do that for free. You don't have to join this program. If their biggest claim to fame are those little plastic containers so that you know how much serving size you're supposed to eat, okay, the secret's out. Just go buy those plastic containers and just fill those up with your food and don't overeat. There, we solved it. We did it for free. Don't join an organization that's going to mind control you, brainwash you, manipulate your emotions, and take advantage of your desire to be a good human being in this planet. Anyway, that's about all I have for this video. Fun fact, I sat down to record this video multiple times today and had multiple issues ranging from equipment to noise happening and just other chores and things getting in the way. So finally got this freaking video done. But thank you all for sticking around, and you guys have a really good day, and I will see you in the next one. Now take care. Bye.